welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Mary. Thank you for stopping by my channel, and it would mean so much to me if you would just hit that subscribe button so you can see the videos that I put out in the future. So today I have created a look using the Morphe 35O palette, and it looks a little something like that. It's kind of like a reddish, rosy gold look. I actually wore this almost exact makeup on a date with my boyfriend the other week, and a lot of you guys loved it when I posted the picture on my Instagram, so I decided to do a video. And in case you're wondering what picture it is this one, and you can find it on my Instagram, Mary Higgins Makeup, same as my username on here. So without further ado, if you would like to see how I got this beautiful makeup look, then just keep on watching. So I'm starting with this clip in my hair, make sure that my makeup doesn't get all mixed up in my hair and just look gross. So I have a completely bare face right now. The first thing, as always, I am going to prime. So today I am using this Photo Finish Primer Water by Smashbox. So I actually don't know how this helps with the longevity of my makeup, but it really feels super nice on your skin. It smells amazing. It's super hydrating. I mean, I think it helps with the longevity of my makeup. I just don't know for sure. So I'm just gonna take that, spray it all over my face, just like this. Okay, so now that that is done, I am going to start with my face. I usually like to start with my face as opposed to my eyes unless I'm doing like a really glittery look and I have to worry about all that fallout. I don't know, I just prefer it. If you prefer to do it the other way around, that's totally fine. So the foundation I'm going to be using today is one of my favorites that I've ever tried. I think it's the only one I've used so far on my channel, but I have tried a lot of foundations. And this is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. My shade is 1N2, aka Ecru, if that's how you pronounce it. I don't really know. But I love this stuff because it's super full coverage, but it doesn't feel cakey, you know? And it's not too matte or too dewy. It's a good in-between. So I am just going to pour a little bit of this foundation onto my hand, just like this. One thing I will say that I don't really like about this foundation is the packaging. The packaging is beautiful, like don't get me wrong, but I wish that it had like a pump or like a squeeze tube of some sort. It's just easier to apply that way as opposed to pouring it out, you know? Anyway, so the beauty sponge I'm using today is by Morphe. As you can see, it is well loved. The red dye has definitely started to come out of it, so I apologize, it's a little dirty right now. I tried to clean it, but it didn't get all the way clean. Oh well. Alright, so I take the bottom of the sponge and I just dip it into the foundation, and then I dot it so that it covers my entire face. Now I'm just blending it out, pouncing it on my face. So just buff that in, blend it into your hairline, blend it down your neck. Make sure there aren't any spots that don't get covered. Okay, so the thing I always do next after foundation is concealer. This is my favorite concealer that I've ever tried so far. It's the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. I love this stuff. It's my favorite. It's not too cakey, it's really lightweight, but it offers really full coverage as well. And I have these bags under my eyes, so I like to hide those. So basically all that I do to apply this concealer is I draw 3 lines under each eye, just like that. One right down the center of my nose. Then 3 lines in a little V shape in the middle of my forehead, and then 3 lines right there on my chin. And then taking the same beauty sponge, I'm just gonna blend that all out. And this technique that I'm using, it's called stippling, in case you are wondering. That's basically just where you bounce on your skin instead of brushing. This concealer just blends out like a dream. It's so flawless and gorgeous. I like the entire center of my face to be highlighted, so I kind of do it on my upper lip as well as my chin and around the sides of my mouth, so that the concealer kind of goes like all in this area of my face. So now that I am done applying my under eye concealer, the next thing that I'm gonna do is set it immediately so that I don't get any creases under my eyes. My favorite under eye setting powder is from the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. I usually mix the banana shade with the lighter shade right here, because that's just, I'm extra like that. So I just like to pack that powder in right there by using pressing motions instead of swiping across my face. And that powder is really going to help set the liquid underneath so that it doesn't crease or move throughout the day. Alright, so now that I'm done setting my under eyes, what I'm going to do next is set the rest of my face using the RCMA No Color Powder. I love this stuff so much, and the best thing about it is that it's really cheap. It's like $13, I think, as opposed to something else from Sephora that could be like $40. So the only thing that I really don't like about it is the packaging that it comes in. And I know that's been said a million times before, but it's just really hard to work with the packaging to like not make a mess everywhere, you know? But that's just my 2 cents. I usually like pour it into the cap, just like that. And then I'm going to take my Morphe E3, dab it in there, and then just kind of run it all over my face. Okay, so now that I look like a pale ghost, I'm going to contour to bring some warmth back into this flat white canvas. So going back into the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette with a Morphe M523 brush, I'm just going to take the lightest color right here and then put it right there on my cheekbone. Looks so much better already. Same shade on the forehead. So when you're contouring your cheeks, you want to make sure that you have a gradual fade so that it's darkest nearest your ear and then it gets lighter and lighter and lighter as it gets towards the corner of your mouth. So if you had larger cheekbones that protruded out more from your face, then there would be a shadow cast more right here as opposed to right here. So that's just a little tip for you why we do that. And I'm going to get rid of the double chin. And then to contour my nose, I'm going to use the Morphe E13 brush. Same shade from the Kat Von D palette. And just bring it in a straight line down. Now that the face is mostly complete, I'm gonna go into my brows. Today I'm using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow pomade in the shade Taupe. Then I'm also using the Anastasia number 14 brush which I love this thing because it has the really nice angled brush tip, but then it also has a spoolie on the other side. So I just start by brushing my brow hairs upward. So what I do is I draw a straight line from front to back on the bottom first, and then a straight line from front to back on the top, and then I fill it in. I always go in with a very light hand when I'm first starting out drawing in my brows because you can always make them darker later. It's a lot harder to fix if you overdraw them than if you underdraw them, you know what I mean? Okay, now that the bottom line is drawn in, I'm going to go ahead and draw in the top line. And just connect the two lines to make a very sharp point at the end. So now that the top line is drawn in, I'm going to go ahead and fill it in, making it darker towards the tail of my brow and lighter towards the front of my brow. And then using my finger, I'm just going to blend up to make the front look very natural. Alrighty, so both brows are complete. The next thing that I am going to do is prime my eyelids for eyeshadow. And for this, I am using the MAC Paint Pot in Soft Ochre. I just usually take my finger, swirl it around, and then apply it directly onto my lid. And now that that's done, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my eyeshadow. Today I am using the Morphe 350 palette, aka one of my favorite palettes ever, because it's so cheap and it has so many colors. Like, look at that. And I mean, you just get so much quality for the money that you spend on this. It's incredible. These shadows, like this one, they're so pigmented. I'm in love. I love, love, love this palette. I totally recommend it to any of you who want to buy it. So for my first shade, I'm going to take this one right here and just use it as a transition. When you first go in, you want to make sure that you have a very light hand, because again, you can always go in and make it darker, but if you go in too dark right off the bat, then it's really hard to fix. Alright, looks good. So the next shade I'm using is this one right here, just to kind of deepen up my crease a little bit. I'm first swirling this in the very outer edge of my eye, and then I'm going to bring it in on my crease. The only thing that I'm leaving blank is just the center of my lid right there. I am taking this color quite high up on my brow bone, just to give my eyes a little bit more lift. So now that I have that kind of reddish brown color in my eyes, I'm going to go in with this color right here. And then next, to blend that darker brown color with the reddish brown color, I'm going to take the same brush that I used for the reddish brown color and then just move in circular motions around it. And then now for my all over the lid color, I'm going to take this shimmery light pink right here. And for this, you need to use a flat brush of any kind. I'm using the MAC 242 and just picking it up. And then the most important step here is that with this color, you're going to create a line right where your eye crease is, but only halfway across your eye. And with this shadow, you want to make sure whenever you pick it up and then are applying it to your eye, you start at the inner corner so that you get the most pigment there and it blends out. So just making that nice sharp line and then ever so carefully and gently dragging it out. And now to blend that with your outer crease, I'm just going to take the same brush that I used for the reddish brown and blend it all together. And then just keep going back and forth with all the same colors that you used until you are happy with the result. Okay, so now that I'm pretty happy with the results of my upper eyelids, I am going to apply some shadow to my lower lash line. And here I'm just using a flat definer brush. This is the Morphe M432, and this is perfect for applying eyeshadow really precisely to your lower lash line. And I'm taking the same reddish brown that I used on my upper lids. Now with the lower lashes, I'm taking the reddish brown about 3/4 of the way of my lower lash line, just so that it doesn't make my eyes look sunken in and tired. Okay, so now that I have the reddish brown color on my lower lash line, I'm going to take the same darker brown that I used and just put it in the outer crease right here. Alright, so then last but not least, for the eyeshadow, I'm going to take Makeup Geek Rapunzel for my inner corner highlight. Alright, now moving on to liner. I'm really only using liner in this look to make my false lashes blend in with my lash line better, but I am using the NYX Matte Liquid Liner. And I typically don't prefer to use this liner when I'm doing a wing, but for something like this where I'm just going to do a straight line across my upper lash line, it's really great. The brush is just a little bit too thick to get that really nice point on the wing. Alright, liner is done, and now it is time for mascara before I put on some false lashes. I'm using the CoverGirl So Lashy mascara, but you can just use any mascara that you want. For lashes today, I am using House of Lashes Boudoir. I was reaching for my Lily lashes in Mykonos, and then I realized that I've used them in the last 2 videos that I've done, so I thought that I would switch things up. These lashes are beautiful. They're very flirty and fluffy, and I love them. While the glue dries on those lashes, I'm going to go ahead and do my blush. I am using the Milani Baked Blush in the shade Luminoso. It's a very beautiful pink shimmery gold shade. It goes well with tons of looks. I'm just obsessed with it. And now that my blush is on, I think I am ready for some falsies. Today for my highlight, I'm going to be using Colourpop Lunch Money Highlighter. Next, I'm moving on to my lips, and the first thing that I'm going to do is line them with this lip liner from Kylie Cosmetics in the shade Dolce K, or Dolce K? I don't know how you say it. D-O-L-C-E. So now that I have my lip liner on, I'm going to go ahead and go in with this lipstick, and this is MAC Honeylove. And this is what the shade looks like. It's kind of like a rosy brownish color. Now that I am done putting on the lipstick, the final touch for the lips is gloss. And this gloss is by NYX. It is a butter gloss in the shade Tres Leches. Alright, so now that I am completely done with this look, I'm just gonna go ahead and set it all with the Mario Badescu facial spray with aloe, herbs, and rose water. As I said before in my last video, this stuff is amazing! It's incredible. It smells so good. You can put it on before your makeup to prime. You can put it on while you're wearing makeup to enhance it. You can put it on after you're done wearing makeup to set it. It's just incredible and so versatile, and for a really great price too. Alright you guys, so this is the finished makeup look. I hope you love it as much as I do. I think it is gorgeous and perfect for so many different occasions. So if you like this tutorial, I would really appreciate it if you would give this video a thumbs up, and then leave in the comments below what you thought and what you would like to see next. I love you guys so much. Thank you for stopping by my channel. Please subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.